Alright, where are you, you snarky little son of a... Come on, look out, look out! I'm gonna find you, you surly half-baked inbred poster child for disrespect! Out of the way! Out of the way! Heads up, one side! Oh, there you are! Hey! Hey, you!
Who, me?
Yeah, you! Are you username Squishy Douchemaster 13?
Well, yes, how do you know that?
Because you disliked the last video that I posted.
Oh, well, I dislike all of your videos.
What? Why?
Dude, your videos are just awful.
I have never been so insulted in my entire lunch hour so far. I challenge you, sir, to a duel.
People don't do that anymore.
Hey! Do people still do that?
Sir, I accept. Pistols 10 paces at dawn.
Ha! Excellent! Wait, why do you get to set all the rules?
Because I am the one who accepted the challenge.
Oh, wow, I am totally confused. I actually don't know anything about dueling beyond making the challenge.
Better look it up, Grumbletonian. Better look up your casket size while you're at it, too.
Oh, I will. Wait, did you just call me a Grumbletonian? Oh man, now I have to look that up too. And what is my casket size? Alright, time to educate myself on the finer points of dueling. Alexia, find me a book on dueling.
Okay, here's what I found.
Ah, perfect. Okay, let's see what we have here. Words, words, words. Ah, pictures. Here we go. Oh no. What? Wait, no. Oh no! That's dueling? I thought dueling is when two prissy guys slapped each other with leather gloves. Oh no, I am totally gonna die. Wait, no. No! I am not going to die, but I am going to live, nay, succeed. And I'm going to make this all happen in the blink of an eye by montaging myself to the future. Montaging myself to the future. No montage, really? Ugh. I actually have to do the work? Ah, fine. Well, let's start with what a duel actually means. Yeah, well, that's not it, apparently. Interesting, but not gonna help me from getting killed. Looks like dueling has been around since at least the Middle Ages. Originally fought with swords. Well, it was typically outlawed. Still practiced as late as 1967? Meh, that's enough history. Ooh, pictures. Love. Love is what brings us together today. And what else does love bring? Why, certain untimely death, of course. In 1808, two Frenchmen by the names of Monsieur de Grandpré and Monsieur de Pique were both involved with the renowned Paris opera dancer by the name of Mademoiselle Trudelier. Neither man wanted to share and wanted Miss Trudelier to make a decision and choose only one of them. Well, apparently she couldn't make up her mind. So who else could the men turn to help make the decision? Why, death, of course. You want to get a daughter? Being French and prominent figures in society, neither man wanted just an ordinary duel to solve their differences. They wanted this to be something special. So how did they accomplish this? By deciding to fight in hot air balloons, of course. They also decided on having identical hot air balloons to help keep things fair. The day soon arrived to have trial by balloon. On May 3rd of 1808, both men arrived at Paris's Tuileries Gardens to settle things. The rules were established that each balloon would ascend to a height of 2,000 feet, and that at a given signal from the ground, they could then commence firing. But not directly at each other, and not with good old-fashioned dueling pistols. Instead, they would use a weapon called a blunderbuss. Now, if you don't know what a blunderbuss is, it's a black powder one-shot 54 to 75 caliber hand cannon that was designed to turn things it hit into pudding. Hence the perfect weapon of choice to shoot down a hot air balloon at close range. And instead of shooting at each other, they would fire at each other's balloon. At 9 a.m., each combatant entered their respective balloon along with their seconds. What's a second? A second is basically a man's best man at a fight. Basically the guy that has your back. Seconds were responsible for not only organizing duels between rivals, but they were also supposed to help find ways to end a duel peacefully without having to actually fight, which works sometimes and not others. So these poor hype men were putting their own lives on the line just by going up into these balloons with their friends, which is amazing. If my friend asked me to do this, I would say sure, and then call in sick. So where were we? Ah yes, 9 a.m. The ropes holding down each combatant's balloons were cut, and they began their ascent into history. Sadly enough, they were cheered on by a crowd of onlookers who mostly thought they were witnessing a balloon race. Oh, I hope they didn't have their kids with them. When they arrived at their assigned combat altitude, the signal below was given to let human natural selection rear its ugly head yet again. At this point, we're only roughly 80 yards or 73 meters apart. It's literally like hitting the side of a barn. Monsieur Peak was the first to get a shot off. Well, somehow, Monsieur Peak missed and shot over the top of Grandpierre's balloon. How on earth do you miss a hot air balloon at 80 yards with a cannon? Well, I'm sure everyone is very curious to ask Mr. Peak what happened up there. But unfortunately, the opportunity to ask the question is lost forever, because Monsieur de Grandpierre returns fire, intentionally missing Mr. Peak's balloon just because he's such a nice guy. Okay, I'm just kidding. The balloon, along with its two occupants, quickly plummets from the sky and back to the loving embrace of Earth below. Well, I shouldn't actually say Earth, more like the top of someone's house. And apparently the impact wasn't pretty. One witness described seeing both men, quote-unquote, dashed to pieces on a housetop. Oh man, my mom went the same way. I just have to say, all my respect goes out to these guys' so-called seconds. These poor guys have no reason to be there except to back up their friend. And to risk death like this just because you're a nice fella? I mean, wow! These guys should have their names jotted down in history as well. Oh, so what are their names? I don't know! I can't find them listed anywhere. Sad. So, Monsieur de Grandpierre obviously was the victor and won the hand of Lady Triggermouse, who promptly gave him the clap afterwards. I'm just kidding, that did not happen. Ooh, I don't think. Well, if you've got to go, you've got to go. And what better way to go out than with some flair? London, 1792. A certain Miss Elphinstone paid a social visit to the home of Lady Braddock for a spot of tea. At first, things were friendly, but at some point the conversation shifted to the age of Lady Braddock. The story goes that Miss Elphinstone accused Lady Braddock of being 60 years old, when Lady Braddock claimed that she had just turned 30. Neither one of them would back down on their claim to her age. Well, clearly, where else was this going to go? I mean, I know how much women love to talk about their age, especially when you tack on 30 years. Lady Braddock finally could take no more and called out Miss Elphinstone, saying,
"Name your weapon! Swords or pistols?"
Miss Elphinstone emphatically replied,
Both.
Shortly thereafter, the ladies met at Hyde Park in London along with their entourages. The ladies' seconds tried their best to talk the woman out of using violence, but to no avail. Pistols were decided to be used first, and the ladies strapped on their swords just in case it went beyond pistols. I'm not gonna lie, I love this image. The ladies squared off and paced off their predetermined distance and waited for the signal. At the drop of a handkerchief, the women opened fire. Lady Braddock fired and missed. Miss Elphinstone then fired and put a bullet right through the hat of Lady Braddock. I totally forgot she was supposed to be wearing a hat this entire time. And there. All done. And now her hat went flying off of her head. The ladies' seconds were panicked and tried to get Miss Elphinstone to apologize to avoid more violence. But no dice. So pistols were dropped, and the swords came out. After some back and forth, with plenty of witty banter I hope, Lady Braddock was able to inflict a wound on Miss Elphinstone's dueling arm, causing her to yield. Along with yielding, she also promptly wrote Lady Braddock an apology letter, and satisfaction was obtained. Aw, that was a good one. Nobody died. Well, this is good information. Andrew Jackson, who would become the 7th president of the United States, was one of the most famous duelists of his time. Records on his dueling history are sketchy at best, but some people claim he was involved in up to 100 of them. This is no surprise given Jackson's temper. He had a lifelong history of easily flying off the handle and settling matters with violence. Even with this being the case, it did not stop one Charles Dickinson from provoking Jackson, an already longtime enemy and adversary. Things came to a head when Dickinson accused Jackson of reneging on a $2,000 horse bet. This alone made Jackson furious, but even more so when Dickinson publicly declared Jackson a worthless scoundrel and a coward. So you already know someone has an extremely short fuse, is prone to violence, and challenges everyone that insults him to a duel. This reminds me of something. Oh yep, there it is! Natural selection is rearing its ugly head yet again. Dickinson even insulted Jackson's wife Rachel on top of everything else. Yeah, we know.
Oh. You want to get a photo or something?
Scram! Well, it's no surprise that Jackson challenged Dickinson to a duel, which he promptly accepted. Now, it should be noted that Charles Dickinson was not a man to be trifled with either. Dickinson was an accomplished marksman and fellow duelist. He had reportedly shot and killed 26 other men in earlier duels. Well, no wonder Dickinson was so confident in running his mouth.
Damn straight. Hey!
On May 30th, 1806, Jackson and Dickinson met at Harrison's Mills on the Red River in Logan, Kentucky. After pacing off, they were only a mere 24 feet or slightly more than 7 meters apart. At this short of a distance, onlookers assumed that Dickinson, being the more skilled marksman, would easily hit Jackson. The signal was given and both men took aim at one another. Jackson intentionally held his fire, allowing Dickinson to fire first. Dickinson's shot strikes Jackson in the chest, breaking ribs and nearly striking his heart. But somehow Jackson was able to remain standing and used his free hand to plug his wound with his handkerchief. Now, dueling protocol stipulates that both men have to stay standing where they are until both have fired. I can only imagine the soiling that was taking place in Dickinson's pants about now. Just the fact that Jackson is still standing after a blow like that would be terrifying. Not to mention he has a free shot at you. Jackson steadied himself, took aim, and fired. But the flint hammer on Jackson's pistol jammed at half-cocked. Now, traditionally, according to dueling protocol, that a misfire still counted as a contender shot. Others will argue that a hammer jam is not considered a true misfire in a duel and does not count as a legitimate shot. Well, regardless, Jackson quickly recocked his pistol and fired again, this time successfully getting a shot away. Even being critically wounded and with a faulty pistol, Jackson's shot hits Mr. Dickinson directly in the chest, sending him crumpled to the ground. Charles Dickinson would die later on that evening from his wound. Jackson, however, would recover, although having to live the rest of his life in chronic pain caused by the bullet still lodged in his chest. Dickinson, as it turns out, would be the only man that Jackson officially ever killed in a duel. Ah, the most famous duel of all. A duel that was orchestrated only to set the foundation for a popular musical. Okay, that's not true. The musical was never popular. At least to me. I don't get out a lot. Do you want to see my caterpillar collection? Now, the history behind this duel is long and detailed, full of music and lots of singing. So this is going to take a lot of time to... Wait, what? Oh, really? It's already time? Oh, okay. Well, apparently Douche Bear is outside waiting to end this, so here's the abbreviated version. Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, just like all the preceding individuals, didn't like each other for various reasons and decided to throw lead balls at each other to settle their differences. So let's get on with it. On July 11th, 1804, in Weehawken, New Jersey, the two men faced off. Now, as usual, there is a debate on exactly what happened, so we are going with the most commonly accepted outcome. Hamilton had no intention of shooting Burr and used his shot to fire over his head. Burr, on the other hand, didn't know that Hamilton was intending to miss, and he shot and hit Hamilton in the lower abdomen above the right hip. Well, Hamilton died, and a musical was born. Okay, I've learned all that I need to know. Now it's time to get satisfaction from a man dressed like a fictional bear. Ooh, that came out weird. Alexia, you know what to do.
Heck yes, I do.
I read a book.
Well, it's about time. I trust you know all about dueling protocol now?
Oh, indeed I do. I shoot you in your face and go home.
Huh, in your dreams. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, really? Well, it looks like it's a draw. What just happened? Did your phone just shoot me? How?
There's an app for that. Ew, look at those pixels.
That's not part of dueling protocol.
Protocol.
No! Oh, I was wearing a bulletproof vest anyway.
What a douche.
You don't know who you're messing with. I'm gonna crap on everything that you do.
Yeah, I really don't care.